techniques after 9/11. National Affairs correspondent for The Nation, Joan Walsh, joins me, along with the former economic advisor to President Trump, Stephen Moore. Okay, thanks to both. Steve, let's start with Scott Pruitt. You know, these exchanges went on, and first it was, I didn't know anything about the raises at all, and then it was, well, you know, okay, fine, but I didn't know about the amount. Obviously, he was much more definitive in his interview before with Fox News. So which is it? He didn't know about him at all, or he did know about him but didn't know about the amount, or do you know?
I don't know, but I would say this. I think what's going on in Washington, D.C. in the last couple of months has just been disgraceful. I mean, it's basically character assassination of one good person after another. What happened to Ronny Jackson, I think people are just so horrified by this kind of treatment. And, you know, look, let's be very clear about why liberals are going, putting up this fight against Scott Pruitt, because he doesn't drink the Kool-Aid of climate change, and he doesn't believe in this religion. And because of that, they're trying to destroy him. Now, look, I don't know. I do know Scott Pruitt. I knew him when he was in Oklahoma. I think he's a good man. I think he's an honorable man. People don't like him on the left because he's pro-American energy development. I truly think that that's what this story is all about.
Joan?
Nobody on the left made Scott Pruitt install a $43,000 phone booth, cone of silence in his office, Steve. Nobody made him travel first class. Nobody made him first tell Ed Henry one story about a set of pretty extreme raises and now tell a committee the other story. You had Greg Walden, a conservative Republican today, criticizing Scott Pruitt. Nobody on the left is making him do this. I'm surprised you're taking this tack, because it's as though you can't find a guy who's tough on climate change or pro-drilling who doesn't have these kinds of ethical problems. He has ethical problems that I didn't cause.
How many people in the media, even better than I, when Gina McCarthy was spending millions of dollars to go over to Paris and all over the world for these posh places for these climate change conferences that cost 100 times more than the money that is supposed to have been misappropriated by Scott Pruitt. I mean, it's like comparing an ant with an elephant in terms of the money that was misappropriated by the previous administration.
We've had these sequential revelations about high spending on the taxpayers' dime, about
you didn't answer my question,
in desks.
What about all the money that was spent in Paris? What about the millions of dollars that were spent in Paris?
I'll look that up and I'll get back to you.
Millions of dollars.
She was doing the people's business. To my knowledge, she was not flying first class. To my knowledge, she was not. She did not sit at $70,000 desks.
Sent hundreds of people to Paris. They went to all these, every one of these climate change, conferences at these posh resorts.
Completely separate.
Steve,
why do we have to spend so much money on that stuff?
Steve,
no, but nobody ever batted an eye about it.
Okay, but hold on, because we haven't brought up any of his travel, right? The security in Italy or the trip to Morocco. If you're going to say, let's take travel out, fine, let's take travel out. You got the desk, you got the soundproof booth, you've got the putting the fake lights on top of his car and saying he has to go faster. You got all those other things that have nothing to do with it. Separate from that, though.
And all of that adds up to 1/1000th of what Gina McCarthy spent going to Paris for the climate accord treaties.
If Gina McCarthy did anything wrong, I promise you, Trey Gowdy and Jason Chaffetz would have called her in front of their committees for endless hearings.
I don't think that this kind of character assassination was going on.
Oh my God! Did you pay attention?
Well, look what happened yesterday with the
Steve, hold on a second, though. Before we get to that, I want to just say Pruitt was under oath today. Okay, so he look, there's a consequence to lying, and he was asked by Democrats and Republicans all these questions: money spent, deals he got on housing, right? That ridiculously below market rent that he paid, other ethics questions that have been raised.
$1,500 a month is below
market. 6,000 is the average in that area.
It's way below average.
Oh my God. Okay, but here's the thing. Here's these answers. Let's just play them, Steve, and give you a chance to respond.
I was not aware of the amount, nor was I aware that of the bypassing. I don't have knowledge about that, Congressman. I'm not aware of what you're referring to, Congressman. I'm not aware of that ever happening. I was not aware of one of those individuals even seeking a pay raise. I was not aware it was $13,000, $8,000, or $43,000. It could have been used in that instance. I'm just not aware.
Is that okay, Steve?
how many other cabinet secretaries in the Obama administration had to go through this kind of thing? I mean, look, this is the head of the EPA. He is doing exactly what Donald Trump wants his EPA director to be doing in terms of promoting American energy, promoting American oil and gas and coal. He's creating jobs. By the way, he's cleaned up more toxic waste dumps and more Superfund sites per year than way more than Obama did. The clean air standards have been as stringent as ever.
I really find that hard to believe.
Yes, because the reason is because all Gene F. McCarthy cared about was climate change. They didn't care about all these other environmental issues like clean air and clean water and toxic waste dumps. They care about climate change. They're obsessed with it. Right. Okay.
First of all, can you say Eric Holder? Can you say Hillary Clinton? People were brought before investigative committees for the slightest infraction. So this notion that no one paid attention to the Obama administration is just ridiculous. And the point is, now that
they weren't taken from office, though.
This administration has an ethics problem, and Earth 2, if Scott Pruitt worked for Barack Obama, he would be gone. But he's not rising to the level of scandal for this president.
All right. Thank you both very much. And next, the Attorney General suggests he